Here's the thing. No matter what you read in the synopsis, this film, at the very core base minimum, is a love story. A twisted one, yet a love story. I got a lot of thoughts to kind of pour into this one, so let's jump into my review of the new film, Hell Hath No Fury. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the movie Hell Hath No Fury, which is going to be in theaters November 5th, on demand and digital November 9th. Now, this film, before we get into it, is directed by Jesse V. Johnson, who's from Triple Threat and The Debt Collector, two films I was pretty high on. And then it stars Nina Bergman, Daniel Bernhardt, Louis Mandylor, and Timothy V. Murphy. So, like, the names here have very extensive backgrounds in stunts, in action films, and just film, period. I mean, years and years of experience. So, like, looking at the cast here, along with the director, I'm expecting some major action to be going on here. And I'm going to say that while we did get a lot, I don't think it was really about that here. You know, I wanted more, obviously, for personal reasons, but like, this film wasn't really about the action here. It was I think it was a very different style of storytelling here from Jesse, which I appreciate. And then because this is based on true events as well, not only because of the story that's happening here, it also makes you want to explore the source material behind these characters, because it's a very unconventional story, period. You know, our lead here, Nina, plays this character, Marie, who is a French national, who is in love with a Nazi, Von Berkner, who's played by Daniel Bernhardt. Huh? So a French woman is in love with a Nazi. There's a lot of ramifications to make here, because one, him being a Nazi, no one's going to be accepting of that. Two, her being French, dating a Nazi, surely not going to go over good with your people, not at all. And just because of this being in a time of war, like, there's a lot of reasons why this doesn't work. But they love each other, and they want to escape all of it. War, their countries, all sorts of different things. Because I guess love triumphs all, even in war. But I don't know. It's for you to determine. But there is a lot of things that happens in this film. But at the very minimum, it's a love story. One person and another person who are basically victims of war circumstances that wants to escape that in order to live off their life together in love. So that's that. But like I said, this is based on true events, so you can look up information about Marie DuJardin whenever you get time. But essentially, what this story is, on a synopsis level, is that Marie is basically trying to survive. She is using her mind, not her hands, in order to survive here, because she had already did 3 years at the concentration camp, survived. Her parents were killed. She was rescued by a Nazi. She now is captured by Americans who is looking for the gold that apparently that her Nazi boyfriend had lost. And come to find out, he actually isn't dead. So he is back for his gold and for her. Or maybe just for her, not the gold. It doesn't matter, because there's conflict coming, because you have other French nationalists involved, the French resistance, shall I say. You have these American soldiers who they realize that, hey, we can work together because the Nazis are coming. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that going on here. Now, again, the action's pretty good. The sound was pretty good, considering all the bullets flying everywhere. When I think about Timothy Murphy's character, Jerry, who's one of the American soldiers, I mean, his performance, he's ice cold, his demeanor, everything, but he did the one thing I was really looking forward to in this, and that was the big hand-to-hand combat scene. Again, everybody has very extensive stunt backgrounds, so I was looking for them to throw some hands here, and he did deliver a very gory one towards the end of this film. It was, again, I would have liked more, but I am satisfied for what I did receive. I am beggars can't be choosers, so you know what I mean. But Yeah, he gets gory. Even going as far as biting off a side of the neck. He goes like a vampire. So that's that. And then his partner, Major Maitland, who's played by Louis, they got good banter together. So the dialogue between the two of them was really enjoyable. And it just gave you that real militant camaraderie that makes you believe in these two characters, you know, and I appreciated that. Now, by no means did this film do anything special. There was nothing in the film that was like really remarkably special to the point that I have to go back and watch. Now, performances up and down the board was cool, because even going back to like Daniel's character, Von Brockner, speaking different languages is pretty cool. Going into a role when you can, you know, go through speaking different languages and not being a conventional Nazi killing machine, but falling in love. Like, I like the diversity in the characters here. So, like, I felt like performances was definitely special. But, like, events of the film, there was nothing that really jumped out at me. But it's still very solid. Everything is very tight-knit. The blood splatter, like I said, was really good. Even though sometimes it appeared to look like fake blood. But whatever. It still was a gory bath at times. And, you know, there was a couple of things that I felt was a little inconsistent, especially towards the end of the film. In one notion, a character had got shot, and then the character appeared to be limping, and then the scene after that, the character, I guess, decided to weather the storm because the limp was gone. You know, little stuff like that, but like nothing really that's going to take you out of the film. And I guess the story, because it's a love story, it does kind of remind you of other stories of just how far one may go in regards to love, especially like the ending here. It's, you know, it's a little bit of death and betrayal going on here, but love still attached all around it. And then when you think about Marie, and it being, you know, based on true events and her purpose and what she did, and even at the end, they update you about Marie's life status right now, which she is deceased, but they did say what she did after this. You know, you start to see this character in a different light, because you start to see that not only was she in love, but she wanted to really protect her family's legacy, and she had to do everything she can to survive, because she was in hostile territories for like the last few something years of her life. So it makes sense why she would be the way she was, and why, you know, not wanting to just be just another product of war, but actually wanted to survive it and actually have a life after it. And that's why love makes sense for her, because she's like, this could be my token out of here, you know? But sometimes you got to use certain people as stepping stones to achieve that goal. So, you know? But overall, you know, the visuals I thought was pretty solid. There was some CGI in scenes that I could have probably did without, but overall I thought it was pretty solid. So, I was entertained by the performances, entertained by the story itself. And overall, I thought it was just a pretty solid film. And it was shot during the pandemic, and it didn't really feel like it at all. You know, small cast and whatnot, but it still felt very rich. The film felt very rich. But totally, check it out. I want to know your thoughts. In particular, this twisted love story here. I want to know your thoughts. Like, it's kind of crazy that we're talking about a Nazi being in love, and you're just like, wait, what? All right, I guess I'll check that out. That seems interesting, you know what I mean? But I say the chemistry between the two of them, between Daniel and Nina, who if I haven't mentioned, Nina's performance as the lead is really good. But the chemistry amongst the two of them is super believable, that you almost forget who they are in terms of one being French and one being a Nazi here. Like, you know, you kind of just buy into the fact that, like, they're just trying to get the hell up out of here, you know? So, but yeah, totally jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about this film when you check it out. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.